The modern environment creates a baseline of overstimulation and chronic anxiety. It is a culture of high-speed movement and a persistent sense of dread that stays pinned to the back of the mind. We experience specific symptoms: overthinking career paths into total stasis, scrolling news feeds with no resolution, and navigating a transactional dating culture. Because these frustrations happen through glowing screens, we assume they require modern solutions, new algorithms, brain scans, or specialized contemporary therapies. However, these mental states were documented 4 centuries ago, without the help of modern technology. Shakespeare's scripts act as a record of our internal mechanics. He isolated the mental loops and internal impulses, leading to stability or total collapse. To understand our current mental state, we can look into a mirror that has been waiting for us for 400 years, reflecting the cycles we still struggle to name. We begin with the isolation of a mind trapped within itself. Prince Hamlet is the patron saint of the overthinker. He is paralyzed by his own intellect, observing that his ability to act is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. He needs to avenge his father, but he is caught in the weighing of outcomes. He analyzes the moral cost and the political fallout until he is unable to move. A single decision branches into alternative outcomes. The intellect becomes a cage when calculating every variable. This calculation is fueled by fear. Hamlet considers an escape, but dreads the undiscovered country of death. Hyper-awareness breeds its own kind of terror. When we are too aware of what might happen, we choose to endure a miserable reality rather than face a future we cannot predict. Hamlet's tragedy mirrors our struggle with information. We have access to endless data, yet lack emotional certainty, proving that conscience does make cowards of us all. This lack of control extends to our relationships. When the solitary mind attempts to connect with another, it faces a violent unpredictability. Shakespeare avoids the tidy fairy tale. In his world, love is merely a madness that defies reason and blinds the lover to the reality of their partner. We use sarcasm to hide our vulnerability. This mirrors the merry war of wits in Much Ado About Nothing, where characters mask insecurities with a skirmish of insults. In Sonnet 129, desire follows a toxic cycle: frantic pursuit, brief attainment, and immediate regret. The brain rationalizes the act, twisting logic until a destructive choice appears to be a virtuous necessity. Despite the perceived control of modern dating, our connections remain driven by these forces: the need for true connection and the sudden, destructive impulse of desire. At a societal level, these impulses manifest as an obsession with authority and the heavy burden of leadership. In Measure for Measure, the character Isabella notes how a little brief authority exposes human hypocrisy. Leaders become arrogant, ignoring their own fragility while judging the lives of others. But the abuse of power carries an internal price: the weight of a guilty conscience. King Claudius, who murdered his way to the throne, finds he cannot repent. He realizes his prayers are empty because he is unwilling to give up the crown. This suppressed guilt ruins the self. It causes the identity to splinter, destroying the ability to sleep and forcing repressed secrets to the surface. In these stories, the most enduring form of justice is internal, a self-inflicted psychological decay that consumes the mind from within. If you strip away the modern context and the societal titles, you are left with only raw human vulnerability. King Lear, stripped of his royalty, realizes that underneath our comforts, we are nothing more than poor, bare, forked animals. Our century is filled with technological noise, but the mental mechanics running our brains remain the same as they were 400 years ago. Returning to these works provides a vocabulary to articulate the chaos of our own thoughts. It is a way to find a name for the experiences we all share.